Static.
This is Special Ed, and you watching Distortion the Static.
It's all good, man. All right. I told people that Special Ed was coming to town. I told them that you're gonna have a show this weekend, and they're like, "Yeah, Special Ed. You know, what's he been up to? Man? Like, what's he been doing the last few years?"
Well, I've been doing a number of things. You know, first and foremost, raising my family. That's my priority, and music is something else I always do. So I've been doing this album, recording with Howie T, who we've been working together since about 1988. And he executive produced this album with me, did about half of the tracks. The album has about 13 tracks on it. Features like some artists such as Teddy Pendergrass, Snoop Dogg, The Dog Pound, Daz and Superfly, Gotti from Cash Money, Young Roscoe, and Sizzler for the reggae heads.
Okay. Man, that's a cool features you got on the album. It's definitely something I wouldn't have expected, you know what I'm saying? But so what decision process did you go through when you decided to choose the people featured on the album?
Well, basically, I just got with the people that, you know, I felt, you know what I mean, that I wanted to work with, and that showed me the vibe that led me to work with them. Because a lot of people would talk and, let's do this, let's do that, and they don't do anything.
Right.
So with them, it was like they followed through, I followed through, and, you know, we made it happen just off the vibes.
Okay, cool. Man, so do you want to talk about just what year you got started in the game, and just give a little timetable from when you got started to now, just real quick?
Well, I first signed with Profile Records in 1988. I was 15 years old when the album was completed, and it took a while to come out because they had to take me through the judicial system to make the contract binding. I was a minor, and they couldn't just sign me like that without making it official, so that I could not get out. So they took me through the court system, and that took a little bit. So by the time the album came out, I was 16, and, you know, I was still in high school. I still had years ahead of me, so it was all in stride. I did a lot of shows and promotions. The record took off. It was a big record all over the place, and you know, I've been doing shows ever since, basically. Sometimes more shows than other times, but just depends on what I'm doing with myself. Like I said, I have a family that I love to be with and spend time with, and I do other things. I'm in a little real estate, and you know, I had a studio in Brooklyn for 7 years called the Dollar Cab Lab, and, you know, that was home to a lot of artists. They came and recorded there. I've done production. I've worked with Tupac. I work with Biggie Smalls. I work with Boot Camp Click, and I work with a lot of artists just in general. But, you know, that's where my time went. I was doing things that I thought was more what I wanted to do at the time. You know, sometimes being at the spotlight or the forefront becomes a wear and tear on a person's personal life and privacy. So, you know, God bless everybody that's there right now, but I know what it is like. And, you know, I'm glad I took a step away. Everything happens for a reason, and it gave me time to reflect and do the knowledge on the industry on a whole, and then know where I wanted to be, which is where I am now.
Okay, word. I haven't got the opportunity to raise a family yet, but you know, I know it's a full-time job, you know, and rapping is also a full-time job, and, you know, real estate is also takes up time. So, I mean, what's the difference between the two or the three, and, you know, time management and just priorities or things you have to do?
Well, I would say, to me, rap was always a hobby. It just became the most lucrative hobby I ever had. So it took over. When I wake up, I live, I go to sleep, it's all like hip hop to me, you know what I mean? All my conversations, all my business interactions is hip hop. On the other hand now, when I'm with my family, that's my focus, and I gotta kind of manage my time and split it up between what I'm doing with music and when I'm doing my family. I gotta take my family out, feed them. We go shopping, we go to the supermarket, we do regular things.
Right.
And at the same time, you know, when I'm doing like my real estate thing, you know, it's just a matter of a lot of research on the internet, reading some newspapers or paperwork, you know. And most of the paperwork I go over personally anyway, but you have real estate attorneys that deal with that stuff. Basically, you know, I may buy a place, keep it for a number of years, or just fix it up, sell it, something, you know. And that's the kind of business where you don't have to really haggle or, you know, convince people too much. The salespeople will do that, the agents, but real estate is like the most sound investment you can make. You know, it goes up.
Right.
It continues non-stop. Doesn't go down.
Right. So do you ever get recognized on the street, or do you ever get, you know, stopped in the street, or wait, where are you living now?
I live mostly in LA right now. I've been in LA for about a year, but I still have my places in New York, and also have a base out in Florida, in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay, so do you ever get noticed or recognized?
All the time, really.
Is it hard for you to go out and go to the store or stuff?
Nah, it's not hard for me because this is something that I've grown accustomed to. And now that I'm not on TV every day or on the videos every day, so it's like it's mine, but I still have a fan base and people out there that do recognize me, and they're pretty cool most of the time. I mean, it's not really out of control because you know, I know how to maintain and carry myself. So
I know you get those people that rap your lines to you, or
they
say, hey, can you do that verse from I Got It Made, or can you do the Crooklyn verse real quick? You know, I know you get those questions.
Yeah, I get those quite often.
You know, so
they ask me a lot of things. Let me tell you the most popular things. Tell me the most popular 5 things, I guess. One is, what's the name of that thing you was on in the video? Think about it. That's called a hovercraft. Okay, that's called a hovercraft. Number 2, they asked me if I still got 74 Honda scooters. No. Number 3, they asked me if I still got land in the sands of the West Indies. Well, yeah, I could deal with that. They asked me if I got a dog with a solid gold bone. Okay. And I think the last most popular question is, do I have a treaty with Tahiti? Do I still gotta have a treaty with Tahiti? So I never did, man. It's a song, man.
Right. One thing that one similarity between what you were saying then and you know, a lot of rappers now are talking about money and you know, I have cars and I have this and that, but then when you listen to I Got It Made, you know, you were still talking about that stuff earlier on, you know. So is there a similarity between the two messages, or, you know, because I know now it's a little overdone.
Yeah, it's a little saturated. It's like a whole bunch of remixes.
Right.
It's like they heard the idea and was like, wow, that formula works. Let me run with it. But the whole thing is it doesn't leave any room for variety or, you know, originality. They just repeating the same thing over and over again. So my advice is, you know, think about different subjects and topics and places, and stop dwelling on the same things. And stop free advertising, you know, dropping names of everything and they not paying you. You know, you bringing their stocks up. Right. They making a lot of money off of that, and you're not getting paid. That's called free advertising, and I'm free enterprising.
Yeah, that's real. You know, I work with kids, you know, a lot of, you know, 7th graders, 8th graders, and, you know, I wore this jacket with this pin on it the other day, and one of the kids was like, who's that? And I was like, dang, that's kind of funny, like that, you know, and I was like, oh, it's Biggie. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah,
you know,
I hear the name.
So it's like they don't even know, you know, early to mid 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta understand, kids a lot come up and start really focusing on music and television maybe from around 3 to 5. So if this is what they were watching or what they were listening to, it kind of sticks in as like a childhood memory. But right now, Biggie's passed away now about 8 years. So it's going to be hard for them to keep up or know about people such as myself and Biggie unless, they do their history or come out with a new album, which fortunately I'm blessed to be here, so I can still do that. But it's it's just a constant struggle just to let it be known and keep your name alive even in your absence. With the saturation of the game, there's so much artists out. It's like 10 new artists out every day.
Yeah, that's true, man. One thing I ask, especially the old school MCs, do you have like one story that you could tell that that really signifies your career, or really it's sort of like a coming of age story, or just something that you could enlighten people with? Because I always like hearing about other people's adventures and how they came up and how they.
Yeah, one thing that stuck out in my head is the first time I went to go pick up a royalty check. I went up to the office. I'm a young dude, about 16 years old. My record did fairly well. I went up to go pick up my check, and the man is almost like he didn't want to write the check, or he didn't want to sign it. I'm like, he was just like, oh wow, I never paid somebody so much money. And I'm like, come on, dude, we doing business here. You should be happy that I made even 10 times that amount of money for your company. Mm-hmm. Because as an artist, you really only get, 12, 15 points, that's percent. So I was getting the pennies on the dollar.
Right. And
he was mad about giving me that. Mm-hmm. So that's when I really was like, wow. Is that how, is that how the game is?
Right. All right. So about the new album.
Production.
Yeah, production.
Production is split amongst various producers actually, because I don't discriminate. I take all beats, whether you're known or unknown. Howie T, who I've been working with since '88, he did about maybe 5-6 of the songs. And then I did about maybe 2 of them. I've been producing since 1990. Okay. I just don't, press the issue like, yeah, I'm a producer, I'm the greatest producer ever. I do what I do. If you like it, fine. I rap on some of my stuff. So the rest I give to other artists, because I like to hear other people on my beats. You know what I mean? Then I don't know, something about just another artist on my track, makes it better for me. Because I could rap on anything. You know what I mean? And that's that. But Mark Sparks out of North Carolina, he worked with me on the Revelations album. He did about 2 or 3 songs. And then Superfly from the Dog Pound, he did a track for me. Good Looking for Daz spitting on that with me. He was over at the studio when I got there. Like, yo, jump on the track, man. He sure did. And Florida Room out of Miami-based production company, my man Harold, he put it down for me. He gave me some heaters, and that's pretty much it there.
Cool, man. So album's in stores?
Album is in stores right now. Just finished doing in store. It's in this store. Right here. Everywhere you buy records. If you don't see it, you can always go to the website semirecords.com. SEMI records.com. You can listen, you can buy, you can email me, you can book shows, you can buy and you can buy.
And you got the wax for the DJs.
I got wax for the DJs, CDs for everybody else.
One thing that I want to ask you about that has really changed from the 80s to now is technology.
Oh, definitely.
You got CDJs, you got MP3s.
Definitely.
And there's things that, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to technology.
Well, you gotta get up on it, man. Yeah. You gotta get up on it so that you can show the youth, so they can get up on it. Right now, my son is 4. Mm-hmm. He knows how to use a computer. He can click on. He can open the internet. Get on, go to his website, and do Sesame Street, SpongeBob, whatever. Right. So it's important that you know something so that you can pass it on to the kids who will accelerate with it because they have that desire and the drive, and they learn quicker.
Right. Yeah. Because I had a Walkman, and I was working with high school kids, and
They laugh
they were
at you.
clowning, man.
Yeah,
they were
that's
clowning me.
they've
You know what I'm
never.
saying?
Most high school kids probably never seen a cassette Walkman.
Right.
You know what I mean? So technology is incredible too. One time I left the show tape home. So before I got on the plane, I'm like, look, I left the show tape. Could you email it to such and such, and I'll burn a copy. Sure enough, I got there. They was burning the copy, and I got to do the show. So that's a positive. You know, technology is definitely here. And for a lot of kids that like music but don't have a big studio, you know, a computer is a full studio nowadays.
Right.
With all the digital technology, from Pro Tools to whatever, Cubase to Fruity Loops, whatever you like. I mean, there's dozens of programs you can record music, produce music, mix, and master. You can do everything on a computer, so keep that in mind, because when I was younger, I didn't have that. I had to walk like far as hell to Howie T's house, and he might not even be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I think a lot of cats are bitter, you know, like, because I'm a DJ myself, my man Phil's a DJ, you know, we collect vinyl, and now, you know, kids buy the DJ kit with the CD book or MP3, and they become a DJ, you know, so I think, you know, that makes the old school cats a little bitter, you know.
No, they shouldn't be bitter, man. They should just step the game up
Word.
and collect what you collect. Valuable in the future, you know, give it to your kids. Teach them to appreciate it, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. Just step your game up and be equipped with everything that you need to succeed, you know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with having vinyl and having CDJs and having MP3s and, you know, whatever else comes out.
Right.
Have it all. Play with it, you know?
Word up, man. Is there anything else you want to say, like any shout outs or anything?
Yeah, shout out the world, man. The world is serious right now. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of war and devastation in the world, and you know we gotta come and find some common bond and get out of this rut. You know, it's far more people poor and suffering than people just chilling and all right. You know, so there's a problem in that in itself. You know, with the way economics is in the world, there's no need for all the stuff that goes on, but you know that's the way of the world. We just have to, as the people of the world, change that. That's what I mean. It's not up to the politicians; it's up to the people. You know, that's what it's ultimately up to. And for all the kids out there, you know, you want to rap, you want to do this and do that. Know what you want to do, know what you're getting into, and know what you want once you've accomplished that. Because you can get all the money in the world, if you don't know what to do with it, you'll lose it. And that's my word of advice.
Word up, man. Speaking like a true master, man. Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate y'all.
So, man, that's how we do it. Distortion of Static, Special Ed, Halo. That's how we do it. New album.
Still got it made.
Still got it made.